His most famous song is called Romantic Homicide. It has over 500 million streams. In April 2026, he was arrested for murder. The victim was 14 years old, and her remains were found in the trunk of his Tesla. David Anthony Burke, known professionally as Double V'd, is a 21-year-old singer from Houston whose debut single, Romantic Homicide, went viral on TikTok and launched one of the most unexpected music careers of the decade. Nearly 4 million TikTok followers, a debut album, festival appearances across the country, a rising star by every measure. On September 8, 2025, the decomposing, dismembered remains of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez were discovered inside the front trunk of an impounded Tesla Model X registered to Burke. Prosecutors allege Burke killed her just days before his debut album dropped, to silence her from exposing a relationship that had begun when she was just 12 years old and threatened to end his career before it fully began. He has pleaded not guilty. His arraignment is set for August 31st, 2026, and if convicted, he faces the death penalty. Celeste Abigail Rivas Hernandez was born on September 7, 2010. She was 14 years old, a girl from Lake Elsinore, California, a quiet suburb in Riverside County. She had her whole life ahead of her. Prosecutors allege that Burke and Celeste had a relationship that began when she was just 12 years old, an illegal sexual relationship that continued for nearly 2 years. When she threatened to expose it, prosecutors say, Burke made a decision that would define the rest of his life. Celeste was last seen alive on approximately April 23, 2025. She was 14 years old. She never came home, and for months, nobody knew what had happened to her. Several months after Celeste disappeared, a Tesla Model X was towed to a Hollywood impound lot. When workers noticed an unbearable smell coming from the vehicle, they called police. What investigators found inside the front trunk, the frunk, was one of the most disturbing crime scene discoveries in recent Los Angeles history. Celeste's remains showed severe decomposition. Her fingers had been severed from her hands. Blue plastic fragments found embedded in her right knee were determined to match pieces of a damaged inflatable pool found in Burke's garage. Cut with a blade, pieces missing. The evidence pointed directly to one address. Burke's phone and Tesla were tracked traveling to and from a desolate road in Santa Barbara County 3 times. First on the night of April 23, 2025, when Celeste was last seen alive, and then twice more in May. After his arrest, investigators noticed 2 tattoos, a sh tattoo on his right index finger and a Celeste tattoo on his left ring finger. Burke was arrested on April 16, 2026, nearly a year after Celeste's disappearance, and charged with first-degree murder, continuous sexual abuse of a child under 14, and unlawful mutilation of human remains. The criminal complaint includes special circumstance allegations of murder of a witness, murder for financial gain, and murder by means of lying in wait. Each of those special circumstances makes the death penalty a possibility. After his arrest, Burke continued texting Celeste's phone, asking where she was, in what prosecutors allege was a deliberate attempt to cover up her murder. His last message to her was sent on April 26, 2025, 3 days after she was last seen alive. His defense team has maintained his innocence from the start. We believe the actual evidence will show David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez, his attorney Blair Burke told the court. A 5-day preliminary hearing featured more than 10 witnesses, gruesome testimony about Celeste's mutilated body, crime scene analysis of the home Burke was staying at, and evidence of items purchased from Amazon under an alias. On July 28, 2026, a Los Angeles judge ordered Burke to stand trial, ruling that the prosecution had met its burden on all counts. He continues to be held without bail. His arraignment on the trial charges is set for August 31st, 2026. If convicted on all counts, Burke faces the death penalty or life in prison without the possibility of parole. He is 21 years old. And somewhere in the middle of all of this, his song Romantic Homicide is still streaming, still playing on playlists, still racking up millions of listens from fans who may not know what their favorite artist is accused of. So after dismembered remains in a Tesla trunk, a tattoo of her name on his finger, and a song called Romantic Homicide that now carries a completely different weight, do you think David Burke is guilty? Drop your theory in the comments. I read every single one. Subscribe to Case Closed Files and turn on notifications. New cases drop every Tuesday and Friday. Thanks for investigating with me. I'll see you in the next one.